we took a room in a chawl, the same kind of a room that we've seen Bhosle, living in. Same. Sometimes you see your portfolio or photograph being thrown in the dustbin right in front of your eye. In one day, I was chucked out of 3 projects. Be rejected and not feel bad. And the next thing we used to look for is having an old monk rum,
When you say your first film, Bandit Queen, I would talk about Govind Nehlani's Dro Kaal, जहाँ पे आपने 1 मिनट का रोल किया था. जब Dro Kaal में आपने वो 1 मिनट, and you had stalwarts like Mr. Puri there and Nasir Saab. तो what was, I mean, was it just that कि अच्छा ठीक है इसी बहाने मैं एक फिल्म कर रहा हूँ, वो भी नेहलानी साहब की फिल्म कर रहा हूँ, या you had, I mean, it was just like a starting off sort of a performance for you that you just wanted to do?
By the time I went to him, all the roles were gone, and he's shown a lot of helplessness. He knew, he came to know that I was quite a significant part of Bandit Queen, and he came to know that I have done theatre from Delhi, and he always had great regards for theatre actors. Mr. Nehlani, what a man to work with! He was such a delight to work with. I miss working with him. I really miss working with him. Thorough gentleman. And he said, yeah, I don't have any other role left with me. I'm so sorry. You came late. And I said, whatever you have, just give it to me. I just want to be busy in this city. I just want to be doing something. I want to go on the set. I want to take the experience of the set. He said, I have 1 minute role. If you want to do it, do it. I don't mind. And that's exactly the conversation was between me and him. And here I was, shooting with Mr. Puri and Mr. Nasuddin Shah. For me, just standing with them in one frame was enough. They've always been, the greatest ever for me, for Indian cinema. I really don't think we've done enough justice to them in terms of respect.
आप जब दिल्ली से बॉम्बे आए, do you remember your first flight, or do you remember you coming to Bombay? How did it happen? Because you guys, like the Bandit Queen guys, were like a theater. They had like a happy theater scene happening. What really shirked you out of that comfort zone? कि भाई theater से काम नहीं चलेगा, फिल्में करनी है तो बॉम्बे जाना पड़ेगा. What really happened there?
That confidence came from Mr. Shekhar Kapoor. And somewhere he is scared also. So we've given too many years to theater, more than anyone can think of. Even this generation, they can't think of giving those many years, because this generation is quite restless. They want to, just move on, move ahead. Every day they want to move ahead. I have given many years to theater, and after that, whatever Mr. Shekhar Kapoor said and suggested, it scared me. It scared me for the fact that, tomorrow if I fall sick, I will not have money to treat myself. Tomorrow if I get married and have a child, I will not have money to bring up the child or to run a family. So those were the things scared me, which came from Mr. Shekhar Kapoor, and me. All of us started thinking of shifting to this city. But meanwhile, I got a call from Mr. Anubhav Sinha, who was assisting Mr. Pankaj Parashar, and he somehow convinced Mr. Parashar that I'll be right for the series that he was planning.
Okay.
In the main role, and they sent me a flight ticket to land up the next day.
Achha.
And I came to this city. I stayed with Anubhav, and I was finalized for the series, but somehow after one episode, that series didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, that's how I landed up in this city. I mean, I have landed up in this city twice before I finally came here. Once I came before that, I came here to conduct a workshop with the street children. So I was staying in Dongri,
Okay.
And when I was inside a juvenile home and conducting a workshop, outside riot broke out. I'm talking about that time.
Okay, 93.
Yeah, 93. That was the first time I was here in this city. Yeah, so too many dramatic things happened in my life, and too many things I have seen and experienced before I finally came here. And when I finally came here, with a little bit of money that I got from Bandit Queen, and we took a room in a chawl, the same kind of a room that we've seen
Bhosle.
Bhosle, living in, exactly same kind of a room, same kind of kitchen, same setup. And we were around, Saurabh and me were sharing the
Saurabh
room.
Shukla.
Yes, yes. And Tigmanshu Dhulia, Vijay Krishna Acharya, the director of Dhoom and, uh, Thugs of Hindustan,
Yeah.
they used to be quite frequent to our rooms for partying. Sometime we were 6 people staying in, sometime 2 people staying in, sometime 8 people staying in the same room. So yeah, it was that kind of a chawl life that we started with. Now, by
मनोज
God's
साहब
grace,
कैसा
yeah.
या कैसा कैसा वाइब होता है आई मीन व्हेन यू गाइस वर दोस यंग एक्टर्स ट्राइंग टू स्टार्ट आउट एंड मेक इट बिग इन द माया नगरी जो बॉम्बे को कहा जाता है उस वक्त तो बॉम्बे ही था 93 की बात आप कर रहे हैं and when you see budding actors now who work with you and it could be anything films or series family man कोई कुछ भी हो सकता है what is really the difference you talk about that restlessness जिसकी आपने बात की थी जब आप लोग साथ में आप लोगों ने स्टार्ट आउट किया था उसका वाइब क्या था और अभी जब आप देखते हैं लोगों को तो वो कैसे अलग लगता है आपको
Look, I mean, the world has changed from then, so we only had films, and the private satellite channels, they started coming up. It was just the beginning, and it was a Doordarshan time also. So we didn't have much. We didn't have options. We didn't have many more options. We were actually shooting in the air, shooting in the dark all the time. Going to a set, asking for work from the assistants, or trying to meet the director, which was an impossible task. Calling the offices, going to the offices, giving your portfolio, and sometimes you see your portfolio or photograph being thrown in the dustbin right in front of your eyes. Yeah, I
has
mean,
that
it was
happened
many times, and those were those are the regular things. So we were always ready for these things. Yeah, it was a different time altogether. Mumbai was less crowded. There were Lokhandwala had just come up and it started filling up. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a different time and a difficult time. There was no concept of casting directors. Okay. The first casting director, I think, has happened to Bandit Queen only. I think Manshu Dhulia was the casting. He was the guy who was given the charge to get all the actors to meet up with Mr. Shekhar Kapoor. Yeah.
So the fact that जब आप उसकी बात करते हैं जब आपने ये तस्वीर वाली बात की कि आपके सामने आपकी फोटोग्राफ भी फेंकी जा चुकी है I mean if they don't like you they will just say it on the face of it there was a time when you were constantly rejected you faced rejections मतलब शो करने के बाद आपको बोला गया मतलब एक या पायलट शॉट करने के बाद आपको बोला गया कि भाई it's not working out and you've had people say to your face from whatever I've heard that they did not consider you to be a good actor that has also happened
I mean, too many things happen. I mean, rejection is something that I was quite used to it because when I was doing theater, I wanted to get into National School of Drama 3 consecutive years. I was I didn't get in. So rejection became part of life. Rejection was something that we didn't take too much to heart. We always thought that it's part and parcel of the game. And that's how we prepared ourselves, prepared our personality, to be rejected and not feel bad. Okay, to be rejected, and the next thing we used to look for is having an old monk rum, So that's how we used to celebrate our rejection,
Okay.
looking for ways to buy a bottle of Old Monk rum. Okay, so those were the days. Yeah, uh, getting rejected in one day in this city. In one day, I was chucked out of 3 projects. Okay, and it didn't shatter me. I still feel that I still feel that how come it didn't matter. It never mattered, because now when I conduct workshops with the young ones, and I see them uh, getting discouraged or howling, or in tears, or feeling bad about themselves, I somehow feel that they are too young to be losing hope. They are too young to be so heartbroken, with every effort that they are making, which is going haywire. This is you have decided to be here. So once you've decided that you are going to be here, then decision is final. Whether you get a role today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Once you decided that you are going to be here, rejection or acceptance, they don't matter. What matters is that you start working. Whether you start working in a street play, or in theater, or do a small role or the big role someday, or you are preparing yourself in your own house, or wherever you're staying in, attending workshops. This is all, you being productive is something I was always focused on.